Hey everybody, welcome back to another Krita class tutorial. Today we're going to start our next series, which is going to be about color, how to set your files up for color, where you can do that, the different color selectors that we have, and actually how to do flats and then actually finalize your render and export your work. So that's going to be the next series over the next couple of weeks. So if you've been wanting to learn how to digitally color and set things up within Krita, this is definitely going to be the series for you, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next coming videos. So first we're going to talk about a couple things within Krita and just cover some basics here about your color profile. And what your color profile is going to dictate is the color availability. I'm just going to try and keep this simple so it is easy to understand and not get too technical. But by color availability, that means the range of color that you can use for the work you're doing. So we have it's not legible. We have CMYK and we have RGB. So this is cyan, magenta, let's make sure I spell that right, yellow, and key black. This is going to be for anything you want to print, anything you want to send out to be made into a different product, for example. Most of the time you're going to want to work in CMYK because that's what most printers are going to be using. There are printers who have more color availability. They'll have like light blue, I think it's oh shoot, what are the colors? They have like a pink, they have a gray, they have just a higher range of color on the printer besides the CMYK. Those you want to talk to a printer just to see what they have available, but for the most part most are going to be looking for a CMYK profile. So what this means is you're not going to have a really dynamic color range. You're not going to have a lot of red available that's going to look good. So you look at my color wheel. I'm actually going to drag this out. I have a CMYK color profile here. You can see how right here in this range it looks very dull. That's because when I go to print it, this is the only available color range I'm going to actually be able to see. You can even see it here with some of this gray. The reds aren't very vibrant, or they don't look very red. They look kind of pinky or orangey depending on where you are. But if I switch this to RGB, suddenly this is extremely vibrant. I can do some crazy neon colors. It is very, very vibrant. Just going to put that here. So RGB is red, green, blue, right? So it's got all your colors here, red, green, and blue. And everything in between. It's very, very vibrant. This is going to be something you're going to want to use more for digital purposes. If you have no plans on printing anything, definitely would be fine to use. All right, so now that we have that covered, before you make any new file, you want to kind of make sure you're setting it up for the final outcome. So if you're going to be printing, you want to set up for CMYK. If you have no reason to print it, you don't really care, or you might want to print it later, but you're not like sure yet, and you really don't care if it's a little off later on, you'll want to do and stick with RGB. All right, so let's say you start the file, you're like, okay, but I want to print this, I want to make some prints and stuff and send it off to whoever. There's Capprint, local office supply stores, local printers. You want to make sure it's set up for them. So you're saying, okay, I want to make sure this is CMYK. How do I do that? You go to your image properties, go to image color space, and it's set up for RGB right now. So if we click to CMYK, hit OK, there is a difference immediately. Krita now knows this entire image is going to be CMYK. So the gray changed a little bit because, again, color availability changes with CMYK. We go to the advanced color selector. We click on this little icon. We stay in the color selector tab, just as I did before. You want to go to CMYK. Or hit OK. So now my color selector is CMYK, and we are good to go. All right, so I've laid down some colors here that are very bright, very vibrant, very RGB. So if we want to, let's say, make sure any of these will print properly, we can actually test that within Krita. We go to View, we can do soft proofing, and that's how it's basically going to look when it prints. You can see how just dull it looks in comparison. Because if we were to, let's see, where is this color? Change this back to CMYK. You can see that color doesn't really exist. And it's just very, very dull in comparison. If we just were to soft proof this, this is the CMYK version. This is the RGB. It's a little darker, but again, this doesn't really exist in CMYK. We take the soft proofing on, the hotkey is Control-Y. You can just see how different it is in appearance. However, these colors down here, the darker ones that I picked within an RGB color wheel that I knew were going to be fine within a CMYK conversion, or print, rather, these look almost the same. This one does lose a little bit of the saturation, but nothing too crazy. Now again, every printer may have their own color profile to help combat some of this vibrant color loss. So you'd want to like reach out to them or do a couple tests. But for the most part, you can see just these neon colors are just not going to cut it. Like this is the closest you can get to neon. All right, so now that we have learned just like the basics of the CMYK and the RGB, now we're going to look at another color selector. We're going to go to Dockers down to specific color selector. Again, you want to change this to CMYK or RGB or whatever color profile you need. I'm stuck with the RGB because that's what my image is. So we're going to put that back at CMYK. There we go. Didn't mean to do that. All right, so now we're at CMYK. So now I can have a specific color. So if I have a color value here or a color name, maybe it's a hex code I have, could be just a specific CMYK value I've already created for maybe a logo, maybe just a specific background color that I always want to use for a print or a sticker or whatever it is. I can put those values in here manually. And that's really helpful in case you just want to keep things consistent across the board. So let's see what color this is. Oh, it's a nice blue. So or grayish blue. So if I wanted to use this color consistently throughout a lot of my work, I now just have to save the hex code or the independent values, and I will always be able to get that color in CMYK. You can also change the bit depth and all that good stuff in here. And I don't have to worry about like trying to match in here or bring it as a reference image and trying to eyedrop it here and hoping I did the right area. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Just use a specific color selector to put the values in, and it will always be the same. Now you can do percentage or you can just do the flat values depending on how you prefer it. No big deal. Just whatever you like. So I am re-recording this because I made an error trying to show the wide gamut selector. So real quick, you go to settings, Dockers, then to the very bottom, you have your wide gamut color selector. This is just a really nice advanced color selector with a wider range of capabilities. So it's similar to the advanced color selector. Just as a note, this will eventually take place and be permanent, and this will disappear forever. But a note on that, if you go to your image properties, your color space, and you switch it to CMYK, it doesn't update the gamut selector. So if you want to update that, you have to go to the little box here to general and then switch it. So you go to CMYK, you have a different color selector. It's no longer the color wheel. You have basically your vibrancy, your darkness, and then the hue. And then you can technically change between these, but it wouldn't let me for CMYK. I can't recall if it was always like that or if it's just a recent update. But if you like the color wheel, you can go to the RGB option. And then you have a cool little ring at the outside for like the value, or no, the saturation, I believe. And then the color here is just the value. Really neat. So if you want to go check that out, you can also do that for your color selector. Alright, so that's really it for this video. Just going to set up your basic color wheels, setting up your color profile for the file itself, how to change it, how to experiment with the bit depth of your file, and just start setting things up. In the next video, We're going to go more in depth of the color pickers and the tools that are available to modify your colors or to pick the colors you need, eyedropping, things like that, and actually how to save your colors within a palette. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that video, and I will see you then. And as always, if you have comments or questions, leave them down below and I will do my best to answer them. If you have questions that you want immediate answers to, make sure to join my Discord server. The link is in the description, and me or somebody else in the server should hopefully be able to help you. Alright, so thanks again for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one or in my server.